We start off here with, obviously, Ethan Czata is a guy that has risen up the red draft boards and draft rankings since the season started. At the beginning of the year, Steven, he was sort of like a 7th round grade, skyrocketed up in the mid-season rankings, and on NHL Central Scouting, he's currently ranked 49th in the final rankings, 55 points in 68 games after, in his second season. You have him ranked number 56 on your board. What did you see from Ethan Czata, and where do you think his name could be called in June's entry draft?
I think anywhere really, like I got him late in the 2nd round. I wouldn't be surprised if he fell even to the 4th round, and I think he'd be good value if he fell there. And part of that is because you look at the skating, and what a great skater he is. He's shifty. He's got a good acceleration there. He could turn quickly, like with the puck, like he does a lot right there. I like his two-way game. I think he's really good play reader. Like the thing about him was there's a lot of players who will make passes for the sake of just getting the puck somewhere, but for him it feels like he will sometimes hold on to the puck a bit too long, and sometimes it hurts him, but other times it's to try and draw guys to him and then maybe make the right pass. He's looking for the right pass more than just a pass, which is something you really appreciate there. So he's a good playmaker there. I think he's also got a really good shot. I wish he would use it a bit more, but you still look at this year, some solid numbers in the OHL. He didn't get to really show himself at the Linka Gretzky at the start of the year. I thought he was a lot more impactful in kind of that bottom 6 role he played at the U18s. I think with him, you're looking at a guy who is probably, if he makes the NHL, it's more of a bottom 6 role, but he'd be a good bottom 6 player because he brings that energy. He's smart. He can get himself out of trouble, and you put that together. I really like it. Like, I wish he'd be a bit more physical, but overall, I think that this is a guy that when he gets the puck on his stick, he's often making the right play.
There's something that like we saw over the last 2 years of him being on the IceDogs is that while there are times where he doesn't lay the body, but he does show a tendency to like drop the gloves, stick up for his teammates. When it comes to like draft prospects and things like that, do you find that in today's game, or at least in the last few years, that will increase your stock in the draft, or does it really not matter at all and it's basically just skating, shot, and playmaking ability? Like, does that still add value like it used to 20 years ago?
Scouts are looking a lot more at the skating and the hockey sense. If you can put those two things together, like Brady Martin is a perfect example of a guy who can hit, no question about it, and I bet he will fight. But I remember in his OHL draft year, he was probably one of the most skilled players at the U16 level. Like, he was just pulling off moves that nobody else could do. But he eventually learned he had to be more of an everyday player. And you watch what he's able to do with the Sioux Greyhounds, and especially with Canada at the under 18s, a guy that he wanted to go out there and make noise. And when you look at Czata, it's like he's got the physical elements. That's not a negative. That's the thing. Like, it's definitely a positive. It's not a negative. It's whether or not that's going to be super valuable is the question. Like, if you're going to be a bottom 6 player, you got to be smart. You got to be able to skate, and you also need to be very reliable defensively. If you put those three together, that's going to be fine. Then you've got his hockey sense is what creates so many of his great plays. And you put that together, I do think he's going to be a good bottom 6 player, but I don't know how impactful the physicality side of it's going to be, but it's not a bad thing to have.
And he's an underrated agitator, Steven, because when you watch games of him, he knows how to kind of take an extra little bit of somebody, or hold the stick, and he just has that knack for getting under the other player's skin with legally, I guess is the word I'm looking for. He's won 3 gold medals playing for Team Canada's U18 and Gretzky Halinka. He played at the OHL Top Prospects game, so he's been around. He's a top 5 pick in the OHL draft, and when they drafted him, they said that he's a guy that just is in plain sight all year. You know what you're going to get from Ethan Czata day in and day out. Do you think that his style is more encouraging for teams that want to play hard in the playoffs? Like, you look at what the Florida Panthers are doing. Like, do you think that his play style is kind of geared more towards the playoffs, not necessarily putting up a ton of points and having those flashy plays?
I think so, because I think when you watch the way he plays, again, it's high energy all the time. He's got that two-way game. He's got a good shot. He's like, you put all those things together, and I do see someone who teams are looking for at that point. You're not going to be getting a top line player in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round of the draft. You're looking for guys who you hope will be NHLers, whether it be more of a depth role or more of just a support guy. And I think that's that's where he comes into the play here. And it's like, yeah, okay, he's not going to be a top line player, but he's really good at being a bottom six player in situations like playing for Team Canada, where he gets into that role. Like, obviously a bit more of an important role with Niagara, but when he gets put on these all-star teams, he really looks good in the roles he's given, which is usually deeper down. And that's because he's got that energy. He's got that ability to just attack guys all the time. So yeah, I really think that this is a guy that teams should be very excited about. And that's why I got him as a second round player, because he might not be the flashiest, he might not be explosive offensively, but he's got a lot of the traits teams are looking for.